Some sport commentators have opined that system is the actual problem of the Super Eagles, that it's been one of the root causes why they've not been able to give their best during the qualifiers as it has started and as it is still ongoing. However, there are other sport commentators who feel system is okay, that it boils down to the attitude and the coaching. Sit tight in your corner as I take you through this journey together. On paper, this is how the Super Eagles mostly line up under Eric Chelle ever since he took over as the Super Eagles coach. For the sake of this analysis, I'm going to use the last lineup in the match Nigeria had with South Africa. This was how they lined up. This shape allows them to keep possession. This shape should allow them to press when they lose possession in the attacking third. However, we've not seen this formation actually play out the way it is supposed or intended to be. In his first match, Chelle with the Super Eagles, we saw that glimpse of hope. We saw that possession kind of football that we were expecting to see more of. But as results started dimming out, as results were not coming in, had a draw and all that, we started seeing them playing long, not just long, playing sporadically. Like they play and most times they don't even win the second balls. The ideal formation or ideal positioning for such kind of formation, it's when you actually play as a 4-3, then you have either a second striker or a number 10, that's an advanced playmaker, and you have two strikers up the pitch. This is the shape we've seen the Super Eagles actually take in recent times in most of their matches. We get to see Simon trying to tuck in midfield, and at times we see him go out wide. Once in a while we see Ola Aina going up the pitch in attacking numbers, but we don't see him do that often. And this is the Ola Aina know who loves to go up the pitch under Posero and even in his club side, that's with Nottingham Forest. But we don't get to see him do more of that. At times you get to see him go like into the midfield a little. He doesn't go up the pitch that much. And then we get to see Iwobi dropping too deep. He doesn't, and when he goes up the pitch, he stays just in the attacking third, just behind. You don't get to see him go into the half spaces or right up to the box. You don't see him over there. He's always seated too deep. And most times, indeed, he's always sitting. He mostly sits. He's always resting. Let me use that word. He's resting with these guys. Like he doesn't give much. Football has gone beyond just having players on the pitch whose work is just to mark, just to press. When we have the ball, they are useless. They just sit with these guys resting. They're having a cup of tea. That's what they do. Then you see a little glimpses of Dele Bashiru and co running. This is the ideal 4-3-1-2 formation. We saw the likes of legend himself, Ancelotti, employ this kind of formation at AC Milan. And we saw the Macons of this world, always overlapping. The moment they come up the pitch, it becomes a 5-man attack. It doesn't become just two center forwards pressing alone in isolation. And they don't just play the ball long. They're very calculative. But we don't get to see this same idea of how this formation should work out being implemented by Eric Chelle. He used this same formation with the Malian team and they fared better. I don't think he had much issues with the Malian team, like bureaucracies and the politics that comes with managing the Nigerian national team and a lot of interference from the Football Federation. So, and that is the major reason I was saying that if you know your coach, you need to look at the environment. You need to look at powers you've got. Are you the coach are you that type of a coach that is giving all the authority, interference? You could actually hire and fire players. You could invite and not invite again. You could go to local leagues and get some profile of players you need. If you're not that type of a coach and you now want to make a name for yourself, because as a coach, if I were in his position, I want to make a name, and that name is to take a difficult job that comes with a lot of politics. You came to a team that does not have the Bisomas. With due respect, nobody in the Nigerian national team today, no midfielder comes close to Bissouma. He used to play with Tottenham. I think he's in Turkey now. Nobody comes close to that kind of a guy. And the other likes in the Malian team. With due respect, we don't have orchestra. And I'm going to explain what orchestra are. So in this pattern, we don't see Bassi, we don't see Aina going up. Aina tries to, what's his name? Bassi tries to. Bassi is that kind of a player that even if you tell him to stay, he wants to go. He's so passionate. He's the kind of a player that he does the basics so well. When he passes to, he doesn't remain where he is. He passes and moves. The basics, like passing, moving. And when he moves, if he's passing, if he doesn't have something to do, he gives you support. Movement, support. He does that very well. Now, Ola Aina doesn't go up the pitch much. He doesn't. Under Eric Chelle, we don't see Ola Aina going up the pitch that much. He goes, but not like he used to, Bassi goes once in a while. Now, Lookman is supposed to play here, right? But most times you see him, he goes and he's playing as a second, as not even as a second striker, as a center forward. And this man does very bad as a center forward. Most times you see him standing with this man. He's always together. You hardly see them drop into spaces to go pick balls. No, they don't. They're always seated together. It's like they're competing who is to be the center forward. Observed your matches against South Africa, the match against Zimbabwe, it was the same. This man is always on the flank here. He doesn't even stay inside. He's always on the flank. The ideal formation of the 4-3-1-2, that's not what we see the Super Eagles doing. We see Simon staying off on the left-hand side of the flank. And then we always see this side empty. They're always flooding this side of the pitch. Then now, Dele Bashiru hardly attacks the half spaces. He doesn't attack the half spaces. Then when the formation starts, like I said, this man is always having coffee with these guys. He doesn't even go here, or he will become so deep that you hardly see he will be actually giving penetrating passes or supporting play up the pitch, because he's always coming too deep to receive the ball, even when he doesn't need to be there. And so you watch the Super Eagles, you can't even analyze it. It's like a group of people playing scattered football. The last two matches against South Africa, against Zimbabwe, it's an eyesore. The moment they have the ball, what they do is they just go long. They go stay together. That's what they do. They stay like this. It is always with these guys. Then maybe Obe little. The moment they have the ball, they boycott totally the midfield. You don't see anything happen here. You don't see guys coming into spaces to say they won't even want to receive the ball to feed. No. The moment they have the ball, they just go long. And they don't do this thing like when it's like 80 minutes. You know, when you draw or you're losing and it's 5 minutes to go, 10 minutes to go, you start going long. So you begin to contest for those second and third balls, those 50-50 chances. Don't wait for even 80, 85 minutes. The moment the match starts, they start playing it long. I want to believe that it is not these players that are playing that rubbish. With due respect, you can't be privileged to be a coach at that level. And 5 minutes into a match, your players are playing like that, and you are not calling them from the touchline to stop it. There is something called believing and trusting the process. You don't see him complaining. It shows that that's the directive, like, let's just win anyhow. Okay, if you want to play long ball counter, I did a video on how Jose Posero used long ball counter. Can you do it the right way? Can you position yourself in ways that you're always going to be getting those second balls? Football is not try your luck. It's mathematics. In football, you plan. Then the only thing you're going to say is you need a bit of luck, but you still have to plan. If you are playing or you are flooding the midfield, then the idea is you should be able to retain possession, but we don't see them retaining possession. Once they just have the ball like this, they go long. There is something called pressure, cover, and balance in football. And there's something called provoking the press. And when you provoke the press, the main idea of you provoking the press is actually you trying to attract the opponents pressing you to come for the ball, while your teammates position behind their press. Once you can get the ball to your teammates, if 1, 2, or 3 are pressing and the ball goes beyond those 3 opponents that are pressing, you've broken the press. They call it a penetration pass. You've given that penetration pass. That's a 1 man down, 2 man down, or 3 man down. And we all know teams either press in twos. Most teams off the ball, they take a 4-4-2 shape. Some take 4-3-3. They do gang press, 3 press, some 1 press. Now let's imagine that we are going with a 2-man press, okay? And Ekong has this ball over here, and this man tries to be over here, right? They're pressing with a 2 like this. If this man is pressing, Iwobi should be either this place or this place. And the idea is for him to get the ball. Iwobi should be this place or this. Now the ball goes here. If he's here, he could his ball and he could advance with the play. Or he could be here, receive the ball and advance with the play. However, this is not what they do. Just after watching this analysis, go and watch them. You observe what I'm talking about. He's going to come here. When these players are like this, you see Iwobi going to come deep like this. This is bad positioning. It is an enemy of progression. It is only the Vitinhas of this world that go. And why they actually go is because maybe they've got center backs that are not really good on the ball. The Fabregas of this world, the Pedris of this world, they are deep playing makers. And the moment they go that deep, this player no longer remains where he is. They take other positions. Now, Iwobi comes here, he takes this ball, and most times he will pass back to him or pass back. 21st century, I don't know who does that. You are supposed to position, not even in between these players. You have to be this way. The idea is the moment this ball gets to you and you move with the ball, these two guys are off the game. That's two men down. You are to take the ball to now break this line. And that is where the likes of, for instance, Moses Simon drops deep, you break. So we break the first line, we break the second line. If these are the two pressers, you guys have to position yourself in between them. The idea is for you to get the ball. These guys are going to be on you. That is why you are midfielders. You have to hold your shape. And once you get this play, you have to now advance it this way, or this man drops deep, and let's say the ball is with you, you go to this man. And the moment you break your own line, this is their first line of press, second line of press, and their last line. We can now advance. Those basic channels, those triangular setups, diamonds, they are not giving attention to it. Like I said, they are playing scattered football. And it is not good for progression. So it is really difficult to even actually analyze off the ball movement of the Super Eagles and off the ball. They don't even have proper build-up. Once the goalkeeper, maybe the goalkeeper likes to go long, Nwabali likes to just shoot it long. If he doesn't go long, he's going to give it to one of the center backs, and what they do is they're going to play long. Or once he gives it to them, Iwobi is going to deep, receive the ball, and Iwobi is going to give it back to them. Then they're going to play it long. That's how they play. This is the ideal formation that suits the profile and the caliber of players we have. See the Iwobi that they are forcing to play as a midfielder doesn't even play as a midfielder. He plays as a right midfield. As a left midfield in Fulham. He doesn't play like as either DM or an AMF, an advanced playing midfielder. He doesn't play under any of these rules. He plays like what you people call a winger, but is like a left midfielder. He is where he operates from in Fulham. When you are playing from this position, your football IQ is more than anyone on the pitch. You need to be such that takes the ball under pressure. Even when people are on you, you receive the ball, and most times the ability to receive the ball and turn to face attack. So ideally, this should be how the Super Eagles should set up. On the ball, they should set up this way. We've got Chukwueze, who is a good dribbler. Moses Simon is a good dribbler. Lukman is a good dribbler. Even Iheanacho is a good dribbler. We've got them. He could play on the Iheanacho could play from the flank. Then we've got Osimhen. And whenever they're playing, Iwobi must take the left hand space. Let's say the ball is in the attacking third. If Iwobi attacks the left hand, Bashiru should attack this place. Indeed, he should stop sitting deep. Indeed, he must be moving up. Then we've got this man advancing and this man advancing. And they could even twerk this formation. Olaina could overlap. He could go into right hand half space, and this man takes out wide there to create overloads here. And whenever he takes this place, Bashiru could be here to serve as security in case we lose the ball. If this man goes in, Ola Aina could be out here, Bashiru could be here. And there are times Bashiru could be here, Aina could be here. They could create that fluctuations because this man is a good dribbler. He knows how to dribble, how to go in and shoot. But we don't see that. Same thing here. Iwobi, Lukman, and Basi could create those combinations over there. And we could even shape out so out wide like this that Chukwueze could hug the lines. Lukman could go in because he likes to up in these pockets here. Then we have Basi going up there. We have Aina staying, play like three at the back. Then we've got him immediately staying in this place where he's good. You know, he could do that. Then we have Dele Bashiru. the right hand half space, and we could also take these good variations in it. It could go up the pitch. Nigeria could shape up this way and we could play good football. That possession football that Eric Chelle wants to play, he could play it with what we have, as long as he talks to Ndidi and Iwobi on the importance of not going too deep to receive the ball from the feet of the center backs. They need to be staying behind the press. When they stay behind the press, they receive the ball, the first line of press is down. It's left for them to break the next line. And the same variation here. This man could fall back, come a tree at the back. Anytime Ola Aina is attacking, let's say the ball is over here, Chukwueze goes in, Iwobi begins to advance. This man stays out wide and Iwobi takes this place. Bashiru takes here and this. And whenever this man, for instance, has the ball, this man has to be giving that support. He has to be out wide. This man moves, this man comes. We keep them in a position where even when we lose the ball, we could create delays before we fall back. But we don't see this. We see them playing scattered football. They just have the ball. 10 minutes, 5 minutes into the game, they are going long, and anytime they go long, they always lose it. It's like a trial and error pattern. It has to stop. So yes, I agree totally with people who say that the system is not working. It's not working because when you want to play centrally, you need players who are gifted. They need to know when to stay central. They need to know when to go out wide. Because you tell them to stay central, it doesn't mean that there are moments they don't go out wide to give support. They don't go out wide to give movement. They don't even play in the middle. Talk more of us analyzing it. It's so difficult to analyze their game. You could see the way in my heart I'm feeling like, am I really analyzing? Because you can't even find anything online. You just see them scatter. They just have the ball. They're going long. But we've got good dribblers. We've got Iheanacho, even if he's struggling with form. We've got Lookman. We've got Moses Simon, who are good out wide dribblers. I've shown it. They could position. We could have different variations and we could come out with beautiful football. You just need to go out and look for midfielders. Chrysanthus Uche is someone who could play in the midfield. That's someone who doesn't lose possessions anyhow. You could walk around him. Ndidi is not supposed to be starting for the Super Eagles with due respect. He sits with his center back, takes coffee, doesn't link up play, doesn't receive the ball from the center backs. He's not that confident to receive the ball and advance the play. We're not saying he should be Vitinhas, we're not saying he should be Pedris, but those little basics, in the absence of seriousness from the Nigerian Football Association, in the absence of doing things the right way, when we have players who want to be committed and we have coaching crew who should do their assignment, a little happiness could be given to Nigeria. You guys could give us this small happiness. We can't be doing things anyhow and expect results. This team is not gonna fly in 100 years to come if they continue to play this pattern. And the surprising thing is, a lot of these boys play better, even if they are not at that level, like that profile of players we want them to be, but a lot of them play better in their club. And for me, trust me, I understand what I am saying. If boys are not playing according to your pattern, it's your work to bring them back to the drawing board. That thing the Super Eagles play is not an eyesore of football. It has no pattern. It is not. They don't play possession style. They don't play quick counter. They don't play long ball. They don't play long ball count. They don't play out wide. None of these different styles of football that they play. They don't play any of them. What they play is they just play football. That they play football is not basics. It doesn't follow the basic principles of football. Eric Chelle, I think it is time you go back to those basics they do in UEFA C, UEFA B. It's time you go back to it. That thing you are playing is against the rules of football. See you guys next time. Ciao.